some of what C.D. writes here in Secrets of the Heart. So this is on page 56 for those of you that are interested in checking it out later. So Ibn Abbas was wondering how his friend could support his children without a job to earn his livelihood. Anybody ever been in that situation where you don't have a job and you don't know how you're... Somebody yesterday was talking about provision. And how do I know that Allah's provisions are always going to be with me? So here's a Sufi master kind of wondering the same thing. When he left him, he said to himself, "Where does this man get his provision?" Then another Sufi master, Abu Fadi, called to him saying, "Oh, Abdul Abbas, leave these lower worldly thoughts, because to Allah belongs what is lofty and subtle." What does he mean by, because to Allah belongs what is lofty and subtle? What does that phrase mean in C.D.'s writings? Why is he telling him to leave these lower thoughts? When we start worrying about provision, are we in the realm of Allah or are we in the realm of Shaitan? Right. We're in a lower realm, right? So first leave, he's telling him, leave those lower world thoughts, because to Allah belongs what is lofty and subtle. So his invitation here is to invite you into the world of Allah. He says, the remembrance of the name Allah sends Shaitan running, in another chapter in here. So what Fadi is recommending to Abdul Abbas here is to remember that Allah is the one that provides your provision. So don't let your thoughts go to the lower realm to answer those questions. Let your thoughts go to Allah. Right? Allah, Allah, Allah. So that Allah can guide you into where the provisions are that Allah already ordained for you when you were in the womb. It's like a wonderful treasure hunt. We now need to find those provisions. Because Allah wrote it. Allah had the angel write it. It's already written. So we need, in action, we need to do our part to be seeking that guidance from Allah, to say, Allah, where's the direction of my provision? I know you have it. Right? That's what he means by the lofty and the subtle. It's in that subtle realm that you're going to get the answer to, where's my provision? Where's my provision? That's going to be the opening door. So Naqib said, I once visited Shibli, who's another Sufi master in the 14th century, I think. And he seems to be distracted. He said to me, "Oh, Ahmed," I asked, "what is it?" He said, "I was sitting, and it came to my mind that you are a miser, and I am not." Nice, right? Now remember, he's saying these from a place of deep love, because he's a Sufi master. And then I stood back, and I said to myself, "No, you," meaning himself, "are the miser." So I decided that the first thing Allah provided me with, I would give it to the first poor person that I met. As my will became more determined, a companion of Al-Munis, the servant, came to me handed me 50 dinars, which is the currency at the time, and said, use this for some good for yourself. He's now in a little conflict, right? He was going to give things away, and somebody's coming and saying, use this for good for yourself. I took the money, went out, immediately found a poor blind man who was having a haircut. I gave him the dinars and said, this money is to pay for your haircut. He said to me, did we not say that you were a miser? So I handed it to the barber, but the barber refused to take it and said, when I agreed to cut the hair of this poor man, I promised not to take any fee. So I took the money and I threw it in the river and said to myself, whoever seeks honor, Allah humiliates him.
Interesting.
Important lesson here that we'll talk about in a minute. Hamza ibn Abdullah said, I once visited Adelstein with the intention to just greet him, but not to eat in his house. When I left, he ran after me with a plate of food in his hand and said, "Oh, young man, you have now left my house so you can eat this food." Nemani was well known for his extraordinary actions or miracles. Ibrahim said, I once visited him to greet him, and I arrived at the time of the sunset prayer. I could hardly recite Al-Fatiha correctly, so I said to myself, I've wasted my time. And somebody who was bemoaning that yesterday. When he finished the prayer, I went to perform ablution, and I found a lion coming to me. I ran back to Khayyar yelling, "A lion is after me!" Khayyar went outside and yelled at the lion, "Did I not tell you to not attack my guests?" At once the lion bowed and left. I went to perform my ablution, and when I returned, Khayyar said to me, "You are busy with outer appearances, and therefore fear the lion. But we are busy with straightening out the inner, and therefore the lion fears us." There are countless stories about the extraordinary actions of the spiritual masters and their knowledge of what is within people. It is narrated that many people met Al-Qidr, alayhi wasalam, and were taught by him, and many of them heard a voice calling them. The power of spiritual gifts are countless, but these stories are of no benefit to those who are ungrateful and deny the truth, unless they begin to see it within themselves. There is undeniable evidence of the many miraculous visions by which the unseen is unveiled. If an authentic vision can occur during sleep, it can also occur during wakefulness. If the wakeful state is absent from the sensory world, as it is during the sleep state, then a person can be awake and also be deeply drowned mystically, so that he does not hear or see. There are many stories that confirm the fact that the messenger of Allah informed people about the unseen and about the future. Some of these stories are mentioned in the Quran, and if these were permitted to the Prophet ﷺ, it also can be permitted to others, because the Prophet was a person to whom the realities were unveiled, and so he kept himself busy with rectifying the affairs of the people. It is impossible to find a person to whom the realities are unveiled who is not concerned with rectifying the affairs of people. Such a person can be called a prophet or a saint. Therefore, whoever believes in the prophets ﷺ and their authentic visions must accompany these prophets without doubts. Which is why Sidi has us following and using the examples of the way of the prophets. So what did you learn from those stories? What came up for you?
I was really thinking about the lion and
The lion,
the
yeah.
inner, the inner and the outer, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, if we're always working on the outer, then we can't do the inner.
Yeah. So we have some fear out there. We've got to start working with the fear in here.
And we just keep replicating it.
And once that fear out here, in here, becomes washed, then the fear out there fears us.
Mm.
And that's a lot more powerful. Right? And a lot more gratifying than walking around being afraid all the time. What else did you learn from those stories? Do it?
Well, I'm just reminded of the lion's story especially. The constant issue with me is catching myself soon enough when I'm caught up in fear or anxiety, whatever it is. But as soon as I notice, oh, Allah's showing me something in this, the shift is immediate, and then I can feel a sense of contentment and serenity.
So we've got beautiful examples of right action out of love, you know, I mean, and being able to trust that, which is really good for me to pay attention to.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, stories are always helpful. I like it when there's stories that exemplify the point. Anybody else? What did you learn from those stories? Yes.
Trusting the provision that was ordained for you speaks very personally for me right now. It's like a confirmation.
Well, what I've noticed is if you listen to talk of provision, is that sometimes we miss the provision when we're in humanity. But if we'll step back and trust Allah to give it to us, then you see the provision you might have missed if you weren't in humanity. Makes sense?
And that's where patience comes in.
It's there. Because you're looking someplace else, and the provision can just go by you.
Exactly.
Seems right there in front of you in the first place, but you're not looking at it, you're looking through the eyes of humanity, not what Allah is showing you where the provision is.
You know, the story of the miser, he was so concerned about his honor as being a miser that he threw away the provision that Allah was granting him.
All right.
And how many times do we do that in our life? We get so concerned about some other that we lose sight of the gift that is in front of us. One of the things that these stories and actions that don't come from love stem from is generally emotions that have gone wild, or these I'll call them negative feelings within yourself, these feelings of anger or frustration or hopelessness or fear. And yesterday I gave you a series of qualities to use together to help support you. I have another 4 qualities today that I want to work with you with. that will help stabilize your emotions when you're in situations that are not the most pleasant for you, and when those emotions start to come out. As well as any guilt. Now here, if anybody feels guilty. When I was scanning the group, it was one of the things that came up for me. So, I could be wrong, but anyway, I had to trust what I was getting. But these also help to just deal with the guilt and wash it and wipe it from both your mental and your physical level, physical fields. One of the qualities you'll recognize from yesterday is Elka 4. Repeat. El Jabbar and El Kahar. And for those of you that don't know what these qualities are, I'm gonna not tell you yet, and sorry, and because I want you to experience it. I want you to experience the effect of the quality first, and then we'll read some of the what the quality actually means. So if that's okay with people, we'll just let yourself have the tasting, let yourself have the experience, and then I'll give you the knowledge of this quality means, and this is its effect. One of the effects of the combination of using these qualities, it affects your circulatory system and actually starts cleaning your blood. So those of you that may have issues with your blood, feeling sluggish, or parasites in your blood or things like that, just know that these are part also of healing. So, do you need a break, or can we go into?
Go.
Anybody need a? No, you want to go? Huh?
No, I want to keep going.
You want to keep going? Okay, great.